here I find myself in Georgia, more particularly Noble, Georgia, just south of Tennessee border. And this back around 2000 was the horrifying scene of this crematory, the tri-state crematory, which, you know, I'm pretty believe that right there at this corner where that fence is right there is where the entrance to this place used to be, right there. But it later got closed down and investigated, and you know, it's just kind of a crazy thing that happened. Let's check out this graveyard, which is right beside the actual facilities where this used to happen, or did happen. Come over here and check it out. So the cemetery is right beside the actual crematory property line, which is over here, which of course today now it's really closed, but this would have been the area. And at one time, you know, this whole place was shut down and they were doing nothing but finding corpse of people who are supposed to be in crematory all around through here. And it was somewhere, you know, back over in these fields over there. There's a angel that's fell down, but it would be back over around down in this area down in here. It's where the crematory used to be, in this property over here. So the people over here were more fortunate. They had actual graves. But right here, this is basically the old road, I'm pretty sure, that had the old crematory down this way. And, you know, the story of this is a guy who ran the place, which is, that's bad poison ivy, was pretty much respectable. And there's a pond back here that's drained now. But that pond at one time was supposedly full of corpse. There's about 350 bodies where this company of crematory, Tri-State, the owner got sick. And as he got sick, he called his son back, who was going to college, and his son came back, and from there it just seemed to go down the road, everything, because, you know, these bodies started piling up. And that used to be the old pond over there, which is dry now. This is it right here. This would have been the area back in here, which is all grown up now. And they specifically wanted that to happen in respect of all the bodies that were laying around here. But people didn't notice this for many years. And even some of the people that visited her said, "Hey man, there's some bodies laying out." And I said, "Oh yeah, the crematory's broken. We'll get to them. And then later, you know, sheriff came by and he said, "Oh, it's a crematory." Nobody really said anything. Till finally, somewhere down in here, in this area, right through these woods, there was a lady. She had a dog, walking her dog, and the dog came back with a human bone or skull. They found the skull and they said, "Okay, that's it. You know, we're gonna have to investigate this." So they brought in, I guess, the Georgia investigators, police, GBI, whatever it is, and then later they found a few hundred. I was, okay, here's a few hundred people floating around. I mean, not floating around, but you can see right through here. Here's the old pond. They dried it up because there was a corpse in it, and there's people actually fishing in this pond. And then later on, the FBI got involved. This whole place was quarantined off, whole property. The lake was drained, and they managed to find about 300, almost 400 bodies scattered out throughout the land out here, in buildings and cemetery and caskets and vaults, and in the pond, stacked up everywhere. And it was a gruesome scene because a lot of those people, had been there for maybe 10 years. Yeah, I mean, and then, the son, and he said, "Oh, it was backed up. We couldn't get the machines to work." So they went in and checked the machines. They actually were functioning machines. They might have had some problems, but they were functioning. So there wasn't no reason why they couldn't have been cremating them. So they had no idea why. Why is he keeping all these bodies? Why is he not cremating? And to make things worse, it upset everybody all over. Because this was their loved ones. Still today it does. And they decided, hey, they got him for desecration of people, of the corpse and the loved ones and all that, and they sentenced him about 15 years of jail. Later I think he got out. But this was a crazy place. I mean, the whole FBI had this whole place, the checking it, 20 gridded off, finding bodies everywhere. And still, there could still be bodies around here that they didn't actually find. But that was the story, of the tri-state crematory. Here I am at the Tennessee, Georgia cemetery, actually in Georgia. Cicadas up there. And this right here is why I'm here today. This is a memorial dedicated to the Tri-State Crematory of 2002. And these are families that, a lot of them, there was about 350 people to be cremated, but yet they weren't. They were piled around for years and years and years around the crematory out in the countryside, all over the place. And they finally came in and found, the bodies and what happened, which was a horrifying story. And this is, the memorial, because there was, at least 150 people unknown that they couldn't identify. And this is it.